Good good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone from all around the world. Okay. Nice to see you all. Let me see some of us. Uh, we all are joining. And it's nice to have us all come together to meditate together every week. Right? This is truly amazing. And if we could get more and more people to join, it would be even better, a lot better. So today we are having a little Dhamma talk, actually meditation talk first, and then we'll go into meditation. And then after that, if you are meditating and you'd like to go further, progress more in your meditation, and you have some questions that you have that you like some answers to, that would be a great session to join, right? That is the way actually that I was able to improve in my meditation, is to talk to my teaching monk and ask him questions that I'm at in my meditation so that he could help answer it and progress me further in my meditation as well. This is one of the most important thing that one could do in their practices to improve their meditation also. So if you can, if you'd like to, you could join that session. It would be truly beneficial for sure. I guarantee. And it's not just any chances that we are able to get, right? It's not as easy as it seems. We are very fortunate to be able to do so, to join this program that was created by Monk Burin and his MMI team for this to happen. But to be able to ask a teaching monk one-on-one on what to do in their meditation is truly a very amazing chance. Right? So take that chance, I would say. I would recommend, I would encourage you all to try it. Ask your teaching monks whatever you need to know about meditation. They will be able to help and progress you further for sure. Okay, let's leave it at that first, and then let's start with our meditation talk in the beginning. Okay. So a forest with some trees and a road in the middle. Just a resemblance, all right? Our meditation, our journey along together, some of us may have been meditating together for over a year now. Some of us almost a year, right? Joining this program is over 6 months already. So we are on the same path. We are on the same road. No matter who you are, where you're from, what you did, as long as you meditate correctly, you're going to be coming onto the same road. And practicing correctly, I'll explain later of what that is. Okay, so no matter what technique you use, no matter where you are, where you're from, if you practice correctly, we're going to be journeying on this same road, the same path. But this path could be a little bit like this. At first, when we close our eyes and we're going on this journey along this path, it may be a little bit dark. As you can see, there's nothing here, just black, right? That's because we're closing our eyes along this journey. It could be a little bit hard to see at first of where we're going. That's why we need to use our senses, our other senses, to take us along this path, along this journey correctly, right? And that sense is to, in other words, to feel the path, right? It's the same as any other path. If we can't see it, we have to feel it. If we walk into a dark room and it's pitch black, then we have to actually be careful and walk around the room, maybe putting our hands forward to feel stuff in front of us so we don't crash into it. Same thing in meditation. When we close our eyes and we're about to go into that journey, what we have to feel to be able to know that we are walking correctly is to feel comfortable, right? So that's why in every session, every teaching, every lecture, every meditation talk that we've been doing, we always advise all of us to adjust our body and our mind. And adjusting our body and our mind is, the goal is to be relaxed and to be comfortable, right? To feel the path, to be able to walk correctly along this path that is a little bit dark at first, okay? But it won't stay that way, okay? The path won't stay that way. It's gonna become clearer and clearer as we accumulate more of this feeling of comfort, okay? Just to let you know. So we adjust our body and mind to be relaxed and comfortable. What happens then is that our mind will become still. And that's when the magic happens. When the mind becomes still, we're going to be traveling along this path automatically. Now, it's a little bit contradicting because the mind is still. How could it be traveling? Well, that's the magic. That's the only way the mind is going to be traveling, when it becomes still. If it's not still, if it's still moving, then it's going to be attached to other things or moving around instead of going into the source of happiness. This is the only way for the mind. It's contradicting to the outside. When we want to go somewhere and we want to reach a destination, we have to go quickly. We have to move forward, right? On the inside, be relaxed, be comfortable. Then the mind becomes still, and that's how we're going to travel along this path. And this path is the middle path, the middle way, as what this institute is called, the Middle Way Meditation Institute, right? Same name. This is the path that we're going. So if our mind becomes still, it could be comparable to having a jar of water with some mud in it become still also. So if the jar of muddy water, let's put it that way, becomes still, if you sit it still, the dirt in the jar is going to slowly settle down to the bottom of the jar. And it's going to become clearer and clearer automatically, right? This is the same as the mind or as the road. At first, as we have mentioned, that the road may be a little bit dark and couldn't really see. We couldn't really see anything. But it won't stay that way. No. If we are relaxed and comfortable and our mind becomes more and more still, the mind will become clearer and clearer. The path that we're walking, that we're journeying inside, will become clearer and clearer. We'll be able to understand more of what this middle way actually is. Why is it called a path? Why is it called a middle way? There's a word called in Pali also resembling this path. It's called Ekayanamak. Eka means one. Makha means path. It's a one path, one road that leads you inside to true happiness. That happens, again, to reiterate it, when you are relaxed and comfortable in your body and your mind. Okay, then this happens automatically. This is the magic. Now, I gave you this picture of a path with some trees on the side. And that's also to illustrate one thing along the middle way. Okay. At first, when we close our eyes, it may be dark and hard to see, so we use the feeling of comfort to walk along, right? But when the path becomes a little bit clearer and clearer, like the dust going down in the jar, we may start to experience some things along the path. And we could be thrown off the path by those things, right? And in the example of this picture, you could refer to them as trees. Okay. So when you're walking along this path, you may see some trees on the side. If you stop and look at the tree to see what kind of tree it is, or maybe what's on the tree, we may not progress further along the path as we should and go deeper until we reach our destination. So there's some things that we could do to help us come back onto the road and to go further. Another thing that could resemble a tree along the path that we're walking is some meditation experiences even. Because when our mind becomes still, we are starting to see clearer of the path inside. Some meditation experiences may come, okay? And we may experience similar experiences along the path. Maybe some may see brightnesses many times, and they think that they are still at the same place every time they meditate because they see the same thing. Some may see even some images, but see them many times and think that they might be at the same place in their meditation. But no, in the forest, there are many trees. So you could be seeing a similar tree, but not the exact same one along the road. It's probably a deeper one when you walk along the journey, but it looks the same as the one that you've seen before. So you may think that you are at the same place. Does that make sense? Okay. So whenever we have meditation experiences that could be similar or a little bit different, don't worry about the experiences at all. Don't stop and look at it or see what it is. And if they are the same or similar, don't worry about it at all. What we need to focus on is the path, the road, to be relaxed, to be comfortable, and that's how we're going to be able to travel further and further. Okay. But anyways, if we start to stop and take a look at a tree or see why are they similar, readjust. Adjust your body, adjust your mind. Again, get yourselves back onto the road and just accumulate being relaxed and comfortable. Okay, this is important. Again, this feeling is the feeling that proves that you are on the road. So keep accumulating these feelings. And like our teacher says, seeing or not doesn't really matter, or experiencing meditation experiences or not doesn't matter at this point, okay? Just having a relaxed body and a relaxed mind is simply enough. That's it. Then you'll be able to walk further and further and have even better experiences inside and see clearer of the path, of this middle way, of what's actually waiting for you. In other words, what we're actually doing in meditation is to accumulate happiness. As simple as that. Accumulate relaxation, accumulate that feeling of contentment, that feeling that you like, that feeling that you feel good when you just rest and don't worry about anything. Accumulate this happiness. And that's how you're going to be able to reach your goal in meditation. Okay? That's how you're going to be able to reach your goal. Keep walking along the path and don't worry about anything else at all. Observe also. Observe in each time, in each day, in each session, what you did that were able to get you to be relaxed and comfortable for longer periods of time. Be a little bit more focused, but not too tense. See what you did that was good and repeat that. Keep that going, and then you're going to be walking further and further and further. The journey, the distance covered is up to you. You have the tool, you have the method, you know what to do. Whether or not you do it or not is up to each of us, right? How long we want to travel, how fast we want to reach our goal, we will definitely reach our goal. It's up to us on how much we want to walk. Another tip before we end our meditation talk is that we don't have to only meditate inside of our session, since meditation is simply the accumulation of happiness or that relaxation inside of the mind. Right? That means that we could do it actually all day. Whenever we eat, whenever we walk or do conversations, have meetings, anything, if we relax our body, if we relax our mind, we'll be able to travel inside further and further as well. We have 24 hours in a day. The hours we use to meditate depends totally on us. It's like breathing. We breathe all the time, and it's up to us maybe if we want to breathe or not. Just kidding. We sure all should breathe and keep going. And it's up to us if we want to be happy or not. That's up to our mind. We can control it through the practice of meditation. Accumulate happiness as much as we can, and that's going to bring a lot of positivities into our lives, right? Some of the techniques I'd like to share is you could visualize a sun, a moon, a star when outside of the meditation session, right? To keep the mind focused, a little more focused on the meditative state instead of outside, maybe scattered around, being with other things that could take our mind away from that happiness inside. We could also visualize a diamond, if you like, something precious. Imagine there's a diamond at the center of your body, at your stomach, and that will help the mind focus on what is precious inside, that true happiness, that center of the body of ours, and will take us further and further inside and reaching our goal even faster. Okay. So that's it for our meditation talk. Hopefully that was beneficial. You all have been doing so great, right? So keep this up, keep it going, and you're gonna be more fascinated with what is inside of your mind, and be even more proud of yourselves. I'm sure. I want you to truly be proud of yourself right now. What you're doing is truly amazing, and if you are already, that's amazing. You're gonna be even prouder of yourself if you could see or experience more of what is inside of the mind through meditation. Okay. So before we move on to our uh, meditation session, if there is any questions, I'd like to pass the mic to Miss Ni for us.